Hi Leo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-November 2023 love reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, this first will be in front of us. It's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is look at the past, present, future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get to all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight. That's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And keep in mind, it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as the energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Two of Staves. So this is an Aries energy here. So to me, this says that for some of you might have actually physically moved to another area in the past. That might have caused a split with this connection. Or possibly maybe even just had to get back into school, something along those lines. It seems like there was something that might have been pulling you away from the connection in the past, either way. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Ten of Swords and the Devil. So seeing these two energies here says to me that on the one hand, I feel like this represents them actually doing some kind of gesture toward you, so it's definitely possible the two of you might have actually split up in the past. Like I said, for some of you could have been because you moved away, some of you there might have been some other reasoning behind that, but looks like they came forward with some kind of gesture, but at the same time looks like there might have been an underlying motive behind it, because to me it looks like they basically were trying to see what they would get out of this situation, you know. Another way this could be playing out too could just be saying that maybe this person was very career focused, right? So they might have just come in and gave the bare minimum, but really their focus was on career, so they weren't really going to give too much to the connection. And for some of you, maybe you realized that, and that might have been why you were moving away as well. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Two of Coins. So Capricorn energy here, and if we look at the coins, we see the one red heart, and the other one almost looks like a cold, icy color. So it could just be saying that this represents your feelings being a little bit hot and cold, right? Where on the one hand, you might certainly feel the attraction, but when it comes to the practicality of the connection, right, there might be a lot of doubts in your mind at this time. So that could be what you're going back and forth on. Thinking to yourself, is the attraction enough, or do we need something more practical and tangible to actually nail the connection down? Alright, present energy on their side, we have the Hermit. So yeah, this is Virgo energy here, so this is another indicator. It could just be saying again that maybe they just have a really heavy focus on their work lives, right? So when it comes to their romantic relationships, they try to be really measured and strategic, right? Like, okay, this is really where my primary focus is on my career, right? But what's the exact amount I could give to this connection to keep the person around, right? But not distract from my other goals. So I feel like that could be what this person is thinking about at this time. All right, future energy on your side, we have the Five of Coins. So this is a Taurus energy here. So yeah, ultimately this says that you could very well decide to walk away in the near future, and probably for the reasons that we stated, right? To where you might feel like you're the only one who's really showing up in the connection, because this person just seems to be preoccupied with their other stuff. So it could be one of those things where, you know, like I said, it looks like the attraction's definitely there, but you might ultimately decide that, okay, I feel like I'm the only one showing up in the connection, so it's not really working for me. All right, future energy on their side, we have the King of Swords. And this is Aquarius energy here, which represents your opposite sign of relationships, ironically. But if we look here, we see their actual sword is broken, right? So it could just be one of those things where you walking away brings them to that realization that, okay, yeah, whatever strategy they thought they had in mind as far as, oh, I could put 85% of my energy toward my career and 15% toward this relationship, right? And then it almost comes as a surprise to them that their calculations were wrong. Like, oh, okay, apparently I wasn't given enough, right? So I feel like this is definitely going to catch them off guard. But at the same time, I don't know if I see anything pointing to them changing. But definitely looks like they, would be caught off guard by that for sure, though. All right. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Princess of Arrows. So this is the equivalent to the Page of Swords, and this could just be saying that initially you might have been the first one to express feelings within the connection too. So it could just be one of those things where you really feel like you were putting in your fair share of the effort, and you might feel like this person was just coming up short on their end. Could just be saying that on the one hand you still do feel that attraction for them too. Like I said, I feel like when you look at the practical side of things, and to me, that's what these pentacles could be representing, right? The practicality of things. You're like, okay, I'm not sure this is really a good fit. All right, bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Four of Wands. So this is actually an Aries energy here. So yeah, to me it says that ironically, it looks like they truly do want a committed relationship, but they just seem to view it from such a detached lens that they're, like I said, it feels like they want to know the exact calculation, right? Like, okay, how much percentage can I still give to my career, but also maintain the relationship, right? So it just feels like that kind of blocks up the passion within the connection and makes you feel like you're disconnected from this person. So it's possible maybe they could learn from that, but yeah, it looks like at the very least they do want a relationship, but it just seems like their approach is just really not a good fit at this time. All right, moving on to your oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Love deck here. Just looking for a single card from this deck. All right, and next we'll see what we get from the Wisdom Oracle deck. Same situation here, just going to pull one card, then we'll read the messages from both decks together and wrap up the reading with that. All right, and got one there. So, from the Messages of Love deck, we have children. Okay, it says children are important to this partnership. So interesting message there because for whatever reason I didn't mention it, but if you look at the artwork here, it looks like she's holding a child, right? So for some of you, maybe that's even what it was about, right? If you had a vision for a relationship to where, let's say, if you did want to start a family, so now you got to look at it through that lens as well, right? Like, okay, is this person going to be present in that child's relationship, right? So it could be one of those things where you were sizing that up as well. Like, okay, this person just seems to have such a heavy focus on their career and put so little toward the connection that, I don't feel comfortable trying to raise a child with that, right? So that could be part of what drove your decision to walk away as well, or will in the future, I should say. But so at least for some of you, that could be the case, right? I'm sure not everyone is thinking about children with the connection, but hopefully that resonated for those of you who are thinking of that. All right, and from the Wisdom Oracle, we have 2 to see. There's the artwork, and the number is 7. So let's see what this has to say. All right, the relationship message says there are points in a relationship when you have to decide to go with the flow rather than dictate the course you share with another. Can you let go of the need to have things your way and allow the relationship itself, your combined goals and desires, to steer the ship? Can you both transcend your personalities and allow the partnership to form its own identity, its own energy? Now is the time to relax, to see where this mutual journey leads. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there. I will say in a way that seems like a message that might strike more resonant with the person on this side here. But yeah, it could just be one of those things where for both sides though, it could be looking at what it appears you are already looking at, right? Which is the practicality of it. But it could just be saying try not to get too bogged down in that and see if you really could make things work. Doesn't look too promising this month, in all honesty, but hopefully that resonated for you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.